Hi everyone, so firstly, Happy New Year. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are in the world. So thank you for everyone who has joined so far. There's a few more of you than last time, so welcome. And I've been struggling to think of how to connect with you all. I've been working on a lot of other videos and a lot of other artworks. So I've been wanting to paint for myself for the last few days, and while I don't paint a lot of clouds, I do take a lot of photos of them. This particular one, I'm not using my own photo for reference. However, I found this really striking image from pexels.com, and it was going to be more of a sunset showing the storm amongst the hope. But in the end, I couldn't find a reference for that, so it's become a bit of a stormy cloud setting, and you'll see as we go on. So I'm currently painting this in real time, and I'm not really one to teach. I tend to try and embody what the cloud or the scene is feeling, or the sort of mood that I want to get across. And what I mean by this is I kind of embody the fluffy clouds with my brushstroke. So I think fluffy, and what would that be like? What would the texture of this cloud surface be like? I'm not really using any particular technique in order to form the cloud. I'm just feeling what the cloud might feel like. As we come onto the waves a bit later on, you'll see it's more of a sweeping motion, creating the side of that wave rather than the little fluffy motions I've been using so far. So I really love this warm grey, which I used a lot on the self-portrait challenge. It just allows me to see the values in terms of, I find it weird saying values, it's an artistic term, but what I mean is I can see my whites and my highlights just a bit easier rather than having white on white, and it just allows you to see the colours that bit different. So it's good to change it up now and again. One of my resolutions this year was to slow down and to bring more quality to my artwork and the videos. I will have to let go of some where the quality isn't always so good, and I'm just sort of fitting it in just to paint, just to practice. And so what I'm using this for this particular practice, is while I'm talking at the moment, I'm allowing this layer to dry, and I'm going to go in with oils a bit later because I'm currently working on a commission, and that's why I can't show you it just yet until it's been approved. They've allowed me to film it and do any promotional stuff I want to do. However, I do want them to approve the final result before I start doing that. And so I wondered about using oils for that commission, but I don't know enough about the drying time and the varnish and just make sure it lasts the test of time. Whereas acrylic, I'm very confident around all that sort of thing. Anything I'm unsure of, I tend to do a lot of through studies and things. So when we get to the end of this layer, I'm going to switch to oils and we'll see how that goes. But I just love being amongst the rocks in like Cornwall, or the storm was quite amazing in Deal in Kent when I went and saw the Noel Fielding exposition in 2019 before all the craziness started. And so I was sat in the pier sketching real time where I could, and I just love being amongst the storm. I don't much like the cold though, so it's a wonderful sight to see, but I do tend to favour the warmer weather. And so with these clouds, I'm feeling about the emotion and what I wanted to kind of get across. It's not going to be as detailed as other people's because simply that's not my style, but also I don't tend to paint many landscapes or clouds. And it wasn't until I saw Landscape Artist of the Year where I realised that a landscape could also be abstract as well as portraits and figurative work, which I tend to connect to more when it comes to artwork, whereas landscapes I tend to favour photographs, and I enjoy going out into the landscape and taking them. So really I just wanted to say hello. I've got some videos which I'm proud of on the way, so it's probably going to go from having not much activity from me and then suddenly there'll be quite a few uploads on the way. But if you haven't already, there's quite a big back catalogue. Obviously I've improved over the year and a half, and I hope to continue to do so. But I hope that there's enough there for you to keep you busy for quite a few months to come, and I hope you enjoy them. I'm always up for any suggestions in the comments. I paint for myself and I create these videos for myself, but I also want to engage the audience and connect to you guys, and if there's a suggestion that I think might work, I would definitely take those on board. So I look forward to hearing anything you want to see, because being the artist, I don't always see it from the other person's point of view. What do they see in this artwork? I've always enjoyed looking at other people's art and going around museums and galleries and things, although personally I don't think galleries are necessarily the right place for art, and I think there's other ways in order to show them. So I have some ideas around shows and how to show art at its best. That would be more of an interactive thing rather than just staring at a image on a wall. While that might be part of it, I want there to be other elements to entice people and to have it be a real experience rather than just the artwork. Of course, all the artwork in my flat really does lend itself to the emotion and feeling like the flat has more life in it. So there is something to be said about pictures on the wall as well. So I'm quite happy with the overall feel of this so far, but I'm wondering how, when we get to the oils, whether that's going to help or hinder this piece. But I'm just enjoying pushing paint around at this stage, and I look forward to showing some of my more elaborate pieces within this real-time format, or at least show the beginning stages or the middle stage at real-time speed. So maybe the first 5 minutes and 5 minutes in the middle and the last 5 minutes. And I'll figure this out as I go along, and I might put the full painting on Patreon at some point, but some of my paintings can be quite short, which are good, but then some of them can be many hours, so I don't know how long people want to be watching these videos for. I'm certainly not going to be talking for the whole entire 2 hours, so maybe a painting with some music. This new year there's been a lot of change. My priorities have changed, my focus has changed, and the way I approach things has changed as well. I guess I'm embracing more about what makes me me and what makes me this particular artist. So it's just figuring things out in terms of who am I as an artist and what do I want to bring into the world. Because I think art can change the world, or at least art was very much a healing factor for me when I went through my mental health, and continue to do so. And it's other people's scenes and artwork that has really helped to connect to them, connect to their words, connect to their artwork, and realising you're not alone. So it's things like that I think can really be powerful. Even if it's helping the individual, there's many individuals that it may help. So I'm going to link a video in the description because I think it's really profound with the intro, and I'll also link the video where that intro comes from, because that really just summed up how I feel about life around connection and how we are all going to leave this planet at some point, a truth that we don't want to face up to. And as an artist, I kind of toy with these difficult to answer questions sometimes, and the truth of life and the connection that we have to each other. So a lot of my artwork is just studies and observations, but it's also looking at deeper meaning and how that connects to myself in terms of the emotion and connection that we have to one another. Yeah, what does it mean to be calm in a chaotic world has often been the strapline I've been using, both internal world and the external. So I have felt a bit weird with this new year and not getting to upload or share with you. And I guess art is to be seen, and I like putting myself out there, I like putting my art out there, and I like connecting with people. I've had a wonderful live stream with Ralphie and Clee as part of their patrons, and it was just really connective and a lot of fun and laughter and a really great group and my sort of people. So it's finding your tribes, it's finding your groups, it's finding those you connect with, like-minded people. It's made me realise that being able to share art with you, being able to create artwork and put it out into the world really does help my brain, really does help me to be creative, that first, to self-express, to quench that thirst. There's something special about pressing upload. I get to learn a lot about myself and other people through doing so, and it's put me in touch with a lot of other creatives, a lot of other people, and that connection. And that's all it's about really, is community and connection. I've probably rambled on for long enough. I wish you well wherever you are in the world. We'd love to hear where you're watching this, what you've been up to, how your new year has gone, the ups and the downs, and I shall see you in the next video. Enjoy the artwork, and I shall see you soon.